right. Well, we got Theorius here today, man. We got a fight coming up, man. How we feeling?
Feel good. I'm excited to get back out there.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
excited, to
yeah.
redeem myself.
Okay, okay. What's the feelings coming after that, man? You say to redeem yourself. You say to redeem yourself.
I just feel like last time I didn't do what I know I could do. I didn't perform to the best of my abilities. I just want to perform how I know I could perform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this like to that? Is that like a prove it to yourself situation, or how? What's that mean?
Yeah, kind of prove it to myself because I know that I'm good enough to beat these guys. I just have to like treat it just like a regular like practice sparring at practice. Don't do anything different. Just stick to the game plan.
Mm-hmm.
100%. Yeah, you are better than these guys, but it's sometimes knowing that is what lets our foot off that gas a little bit. So knowing that you're better is always going out there and showing them why you're better, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it's about. You've come from such a high level and was your sport that you had, and you were at that high level for a reason because you showed them. You know what I'm saying? And it just kind of carries over to the same thing. It was just a little transition for you. You know what it's like now. It's not unfamiliar, you
Mm,
know?
And that
exactly.
and that's a big one too. You do know what it's like. You've been in there once now. You
Mm-hmm.
know, because that first time is crazy.
It
You
absolutely
know
is.
what I mean? We don't know what to expect. I mean, like I told you from that, you went in there a little too relaxed. You were better. You thought it was just gonna flow, and it can happen like this. The fight goes like that. We don't know. And that's why I've been telling you every minute you step in there, it's fucking combat. Like it's fucking combat. You're in there with fucking a purpose, intention this time. So we gotta tear this dude's head off this time.
Absolutely right.
You know.
Absolutely right.
So I mean, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for you. You know, like you said, I didn't see who I know out there. You know,
Yeah.
and this is the fight game. It's more than just going in there that day. This shit will all stick with you the rest of your fucking life.
The rest of your life.
Hmm.
The rest of your fucking. This ain't one day, one event of your life.
Mm-hmm.
This is building character and shit for the rest of your life that you can look back. Like you just said, come back and redeem yourself. That's what it is. You're coming back to redeem yourself.
Absolutely. And really, sometimes it doesn't even come down to that. It's just fixing what we didn't do or what we did last time. You know what I'm saying? Redeem is, I love that word, but, at where we're starting right now, it's all about just fixing what we didn't do that first time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's a learning process right now.
Yeah.
This is why we kind of step it up the way we do. And I'm kind of, honestly, I don't like losing at all.
Yeah,
But
man.
I do understand what that losing that first fight really does. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It puts your guard back up to begin with,
Yeah.
and then you've experienced the worst right off the bat. It doesn't get much worse than that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Now we just fix what we needed to do, you
Mhm.
know? And with that, we definitely redeem ourselves.
Oh yeah.
So, because it's not like you went out there and did anything crazy wrong. We just didn't apply a couple of things. That was
Yeah.
it.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
And I do want to get it straight. You didn't fucking tap. and you
Yeah.
weren't and you weren't out. And you weren't out. So it's to say fuck whoever that guy was again. I don't remember his name. But it was fuck that guy. But I
Yeah.
gotta just say that motherfucker. Dude, I came in there ready to fight that fucker.
I don't mean to laugh, but I
Just
love you guys.
Dude, I'm just saying. I'm
I
just
know.
saying.
Yeah,
For
man.
that motherfucker to tell me you were out, that's literally what he told me. He told me you were out, and I said, "Who pops up after they're out that
Yeah, and
quick?"
I didn't really know the rule on like if the ref's talking to you, like give a thumbs up or say something. I
Yeah,
was more focused about like get this dude's legs off my neck,
yeah,
so I
yeah.
wasn't like telling the ref like yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I'm trying to.
Well, I mean, and at the end of the day, kind of that's the problem. In order for you to get out of what you were in, it requires both hands.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And the
yeah,
ref is sitting there asking you for a thumbs up. You got to let go of your defense for a second.
yeah.
and then
Give
he's
him a
gonna
thumbs
tighten it
up.
up on me.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. And you know what? Sometimes, like I know those refs, they got a hard job, but it's not up to the ref to dictate the fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to the ref to maybe save you when the saving is right. So, I know I'm not here to talk on them like that. I know they get caught up in the moment sometimes, but I just feel there's a certain level of expertise that they need to have when it comes to ground and striking to understand what is happening in the fight.
yeah,
So, but at the end of the day, we can't leave it up to them. It's like
No,
leaving it up to the
that,
judges, you know.
and that's also exactly what you're saying, what Jake just said, because you should have never been in that fucking position to begin with.
Yeah,
You
shouldn't have
settled,
been.
you allowed it to get there. Like, you should have never been there in the first fucking place.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I look at it. You know, you're a much better fucking grappler than this guy by 10 fucking fold. And you're in a situation you should have never been in. That's because I think, again, you were taking it, I don't want to say lightly, you know, but wasn't, I didn't see the killer that I know was in there.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
came out relaxed and like sluggish almost. I wasn't like foot on the gas, pressing right off the bat. I was like relaxed, like trying to like let something happen, not going and getting it.
You're the motherfucker that makes it happen.
That's right. And well, you start to see now the mental preparation as opposed to the physical preparation. You've always been a physical specimen. You know what I'm saying? So getting that mental preparation is what, you know, I mean, that's guess that's where the education is starting, you know, that mental preparation, we don't end up in that spot. That mental preparation, and if we do, we know how to get out of that spot. You know, we don't leave it up to anybody to dictate that for us.
Yeah.
And that's no matter what, even all the way to the end with Girtz there. It's about making, because he's a physical specimen as well, but it's making sure that that mental matches that physical. And that's what we're starting to do now. And I can see it out here now. You know, you're giving it, like there's a different Theorius now than that Theorius before that fight.
Yeah,
Tell
it
you
feels
that.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, miss a few practices, and you know, eat a few snacks, and
But I think that what you just said, Coach, is the big thing, the mental side. Not a lot of people understand how big the mental side is on this fight fucking game.
that's right.
Like, you can be a physical specimen, you can go out there, but if you don't have that mental side, it doesn't fucking matter, man.
It doesn't.
Like, the mental toughness, edge, being prepared for everything is that other part of the game that's so big, and building it. There's multiple ways we're gonna be building it. Again, this coming to practice and fucking being at every practice and stuff. That's what builds that fucking mental toughness. Knowing you prepared and did everything you fucking could. That's what they say. Is the people that go in there like, oh, I didn't miss this, I missed that. Those ones, their mental's already coming down.
It
Doesn't matter how
installs a
good they
little bit
are.
of that self-doubt.
That's
Yeah,
that
it does.
self. That's when that self doubt comes in. Oh, I didn't do this. I didn't do that. And it's like because you weren't practicing your full ability.
Absolutely.
And I think that mental part, that's the big part we're working in. When you're younger, that's what you're working on too. It's the physical part, but at that young age, especially when you're already a specimen, that physical's there.
Just did the job.
That
you know?
physical's there, dude. You know, now it's working on that mental, knowing that adversity, knowing like the whole week might not be perfect. Like, we don't know what's gonna come in. We already experienced some shit that we know between us before that last one. We couldn't have fucking prepared for that. We
Yeah,
couldn't
nah.
have. No one in the world could have prepared for that scenario.
No.
But we
Yeah.
don't know every time. You know what I mean? We don't know what we gotta prepare for.
Yeah.
You know. But when we got that mental toughness and fortitude, that we're prepared for anything. Then that's the whole thing in this fight game. We gotta be prepared for fucking anything. We don't know what. We could watch a couple videos on this guy and think we know, oh, he's this, he's a wrestler, or he's a fucking jujitsu guy, but we don't know. The last year he's been working capoeira or whatever the fuck that is.
Well, I
All of a
mean-
sudden this guy's dancing and kicking.
We
don't
got-
fucking know.
We gotta always
don't know.
assume. That's right. You gotta always assume that your opponent's doing his job too,
Yeah.
and he should. I mean, if their team is right and if he's getting the correct preparation, he should never be the same. He should have same like certain things that he does, certain aspects of his game that's always the same. But he should always be adding. So that's why we're always adding. We're always ready for whatever, as opposed to training one way and we think he's gonna be this.
No.
There's nothing worse than when he's not that.
No.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You got a striker, all of a sudden he's on top of you wrestling you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
then
that's,
you're
those are those
confused.
things. Exactly.
Yeah. And
So
we're not getting caught off guard with nothing. I mean,
No.
you're getting better. You're not the same fighter you were. We gotta expect him not to be.
you're absolutely not.
you
Not
know?
only not you're not the same fighter you were. You're not the same person you were.
That's it.
You know, you've
That's it.
you've really like blossomed and grown since that fight. You know, you really have. It's gotten you to, I guess, bring the respect back for the game. You know,
Yeah.
respect what you're doing, and just just don't expect these guys are just gonna. Damn, that's Theorius. He must be serious. I
Must
gotta,
be serious.
I like that rhyme scheme.
Wow.
the old serious Theorius.
Serious,
Yeah.
serious. All right, all right.
But Coach, he's always making up rhymes. But
Yeah.
but yeah, no. At the end of the day, you have seen what. Like, I better respect the sport because I don't like to lose.
Yeah,
You know
if
what
you
I'm saying?
don't, you're gonna catch some L's.
Absolutely. And you're not a guy that's come from that losing background. You're not that guy. So it hits hard. You know,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it'll break a fighter.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll make a fighter. And it's
Mm-hmm.
making you right now, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So watching you grow and watching you work with Coach Girtz and just even watch Coach Girtz grow it's fun. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing that always needs to happen. Like me, I have to constantly be learning. I constantly have to give the sport respect. I just have to
The game
keep.
changes. The
That's
game
right.
grows.
Keep my mentality right too, because if coach's mentality isn't right, fighter's mentality ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it goes right down the chain. So
Mm-hmm.
it's we all grow. It's not just Theorius growing.
Yeah.
So we learn how to work with you, and he's learning how to work with Kara. He's learning. I mean, it's just everything's different. I'll tell you what, training Girtz isn't like training you. You know what I'm saying? It's different, So, but it's all about that mentality all the time. It's really what it comes down to. So, got anything you want to add on that?
Thank you guys for working with me and
course.
having me here and taking your time out to like try and make me the fighter I want to be. And I'm excited for this next one to show how much I've grown.
I know you are, man.
Yeah.
I know you are. And remember, man, pressure ain't on you.
No.
Okay? Never put it on you.
Don't put it on, man. You just go out and perform the best of your ability. That's all you do every time. That's what you got to tell yourself. God, just let me perform to my ability. And that's it. Let it go. It's in God's hands.
Always.
You can't do anything other than just you be you, bro. That's all. That's what I'm gonna keep telling you. I'll wait until we walk out there. Just fucking be you.
Mm-hmm.
And take this moment when we get out there. Take these moments, fucking take them all in, man. This shit that you're doing right now and everything, people would love to be able to do this. People would love to be able to have your ability and be able to do this. You know what I mean? This is a crazy walk, and you got to take it in because one day it's going to be done.
Yeah.
One day it's going to be done. And it's for everybody.
I mean, how quickly did our 10 years go by?
That's what I'm saying.
10 years, it flew by like a snap of a finger.
Mm-hmm.
And man, dude, we do a lot. We did a lot, but it don't mean it took its time.
Mm-hmm.
So take advantage of this time right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Be in it, man, because it's a ride.
It is a ride.
And all of a sudden that ride's over.
That's right.
And we don't know that. We don't know when. But you got to take it in because you chose to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, fuck it in, man. Well, I'm excited, dude. Like I said, you're learning and growing, not as just a fighter, but as a person. That's what this game's about. It's what you can come out of it because we will all be done with stepping into the cage at some point.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you do with it after. Too many people lose their identity when it's done. It's like, no, you're creating yourself as a better human.
Plain and simple. And that's what I really try to preach to all you guys is to make sure that you're taking care of what's going to take care of you after the fight game.
Mm-hmm.
You got to build your name. You got to build your rapport because, you want to be able to keep living. And, there's nothing worse than seeing a guy come out of retirement after 3 years and, he's been worn and torn already and, he's got to pay some bills or whatever. And this is the only way that he can get this money to come in. And no, you got to take care of what needs to be taken care of now. And that's you building your name, building your, what do I want to say, your brand, So, there's so much more that goes into this fight game that a lot of people just don't know. They don't understand. They just tune in on Saturday night and see a fight and think you just, showed up there day and, cool, let's fight. And that's not what, they didn't see the 10 weeks before that.
Yeah, you made how much in that amount of time?
Yeah.
You
didn't
don't look
see
at
what
all
happens.
the rest of the
That's
shit I've
right.
done, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, it must be nice to make that 2 minutes.
Yeah,
it's
it must be nice. Well, I only fought one time this year, so
fuck.
it's not, nothing's guaranteed in this. So
No.
only thing that's guaranteed is you.
Yep.
That's it.
Giving it your all. So, well, fucking A, man. Well, thank you for being on, brother.
Yeah,
We're
absolutely,
excited,
man.
We're excited, dude.
Guys, don't forget about the old serious Theorius right here.
Serious. Perfect. Perfect.